If you've been holding out, and if you've been on the fence about finally getting started with the TCG, the Vanguard TCG, this is by far the product for you. Welcome everyone to today's video in which we're going to be opening up this very special Vanguard Special Series 04 special deck set, Majesty Lord Blaster. So this is a very special product because this is a fully competitive deck in one box that lets you just get into Vanguard immediately. And for the first time ever, it's not altered from the Japanese release. It comes with a pre-constructed deck, the sleeves, the actual original sleeves, and the premium deck holder on top of that. So you can literally hand this deck to anyone and they will have a fully prepared, ready to go competitive Vanguard deck. So MLB, you know, if you're not sick of him from zero, it's a great entry point. So we can see the contents here. It's a little bit in focus, I think, so we can kind of read it off. 50 cards, pre-constructed deck, gift marker 3 pieces, quick shield 1 piece, special premium deck holder 1 piece, special sleeves 70 pieces, so that's a lot of spares as well. Then we have 1 Majesty Lord Blaster SVR, 3 VR Majesty Lord Blasters, 2 Galatins, 1 Blaster Blade in 1 foil, 3 Blaster Blades in another, and 4 Blaster Darks, 4 Starkles, 4 Wingo Braves, 2 Gamoras, 4 Tristans, 2 Pluck Enchanters, 1 Barkle, 4 Flogels, 4 Crits, 4 Drop-PGs, 4 heals, and 3 when light and darkness intersect. So this is the order card. So it is all in this small box. You can see here. You know, actually, I have a better way of doing this. Here. Crit for scale. This is how big the box is. It's literally the size of a card lengthwise. Crit for scale. Make sure you know, if you don't, you know, everybody uses different scale systems, you know, depending where you live, but crit for scale is universal. So make sure you say crit for scale. You know, measure everything in crits. So it's a pretty small box, but it contains everything inside it. So let's just get into it and take a look at what we have in here. It's a very nice, compact little product. How much it retails for does depend a little bit per region. In my locals, it costs a little bit on the expensive side because of taxes. But I know that in most of the places in the US, it costs like 60, or like 70, 80 bucks. I know you can find it online for like 85, 90-ish. So kind of depends where you shop, where you live as well. So in the EU, we pay a bit more taxes for these kind of things. So that's just how it is. So we get the foiling off, just like that. And there we go. So we have the box here. And so we just slide this open. Oh, or we don't really slide it. We have to kind of push it up, huh? I don't want to rip it. The box is really nice. There we go. There we go. There we go. Ooh, this does look quite nice indeed. All right, so get it open just like that. And then we slide out the box. Damn, okay. Okay, so there's nothing else in the box. I can show you here. It's completely empty, so it's just there to package the actual product. So it's very compact. And here we go. This is the premium deck box that they speak of. So you have Cardfight Vanguard here with the light and darkness intersecting. Then on the back, you have Majesty Lord Blaster. It looks a bit more silver, I guess, in this, like in person than I thought. On the back, we have the Vanguard logo, so very cool as well. And then on one side, we have Blaster Blade. Ooh, it looks like the quality of the printouts looks a little bit off, just a tiny bit, you know, gotta be completely honest. And Blaster Dark, Shadow Paladin. And then here, I think it's gonna say Blaster Blade, Royal Paladin. And then Majesty Lord Blaster, Light and Shadow is 1, becomes the sword that severs all. Severs, I'm pretty sure. Then we open it. Ooh, this is a strong ass magnet. Yo, this is actually powerful. Okay, this is quality product. Damn, okay. Everything just falls out just like that. Oops, and my cup got bashed into. So you take that out. This is what the deck box looks like. It is very good. I have one of these. The magnet is not as strong in the one that I have. It's a, hold on, I think I can grab it. Never mind, it's too far away. But those of you that watch my channel for a while, you already know which one I'm talking about. But this one is very, very good deck box. Like this alone, in Japan, these types of deck boxes cost like 40 bucks on their own. So, you know, subtract that from the total price you're paying. This is worth quite a lot. So I guess I'll just keep it on the side here, somewhere here. So now what's actually inside here? So we have 2 things wrapped up and then this little divider that we can throw away. So these are the Majesty Lord Blaster sleeves. These look real good. So they are, I believe, they look like the same as the Japanese ones. They're quite tightly packaged, but you know, as they should be. They look quite dark, I would say, but definitely looks very, very cool. So honestly, pretty damn nice. So then we have the actual deck. So this is the Majesty Lord Blaster deck, and it's looking handsome as hell. So it starts off with SVR, got the force markers on the back. So let's just crack into this. I will of course also tell you which cards you can pick up to actually update this a tiny bit. You only need to add one card, and it's from a trial deck, and I will tell you exactly what that is. So we take that out, and we have the little kind of like plastic casing to just slides off very easily. And here we go. So we have the SVR foil. It has texture even. Whoa, hold on, we can maybe show the foiling. Let's see here. You kind of see the Majesty Lord Blaster sticks out. It's like a, I'm trying to show you the foiling. There we go. You can kind of see it spiraling. It spirals around MLB, the foiling. It's very cool looking. So that's the SVR. You know, this is before they discontinued SVRs. Then we have 3 of the regular VR. So VR foiling, of course. So you can kind of see the spirals. It's hard to do in this light. So that makes for 4. Damn, these cards are thick as hell too. Damn. Feels nice. Feels very nice. So 4 Majesty Lord Blasters. So that's your only grade 3, but it's the only one you really need. Then we have the foils first. So, oh, these look like the Japanese foils. These don't look like our foils. These look like Japanese foils. Very, bro, this is actually straight up like Japanese foils. Our foils are a bit different. And then 1 Blaster Dark foil. And then 1 Starcall Trumpeter foil. It's also nice. And then 1 Wingle Brave foil. And then 1 When Light and Darkness Intersects foil. So it's also very good looking. So those are foils on the side. What else do we have in here? We have 2 Galatins. This is definitely up for replacement. So goodbye Galatin. 3 more Blaster Blades to complete your playset and make it 4. So we can put that together with Mr. Blaster Blade. So of course, you know, Majesty Lord Blaster. We'll go over the effects in a bit. But first I want to show you the contents. 3 more Blaster Darks to, of course, finish your set. So, just like that. Alright, and then we have 3 more Starcalls. So that goes together with our foil very nicely. So, cool. Then, 3 more Wingle Braves. It's also nice. There we go. 2 Gimoris. So this was a full promo before. So they just slide this in here, which is very, very nice. Very cool. 4 Tristans. Tristan is a good one to have as well. Blaster Blade Searcher. Pluck Enchanter. This is Countercharger. Not sure if this is still run. Sparkle as your starter, of course. Sparkle is very fitting. Then we have 8 normal crits. Oh, these are not foil. I believe these were foil in the Japanese one. I'm not sure. Don't take my word on it, but common PGs. Looks a tiny bit off, just a tiny bit, but you know, they are perfect cards. These are draw perfect cards. These are, you know, you want 4, and this set gives you 4. It gives you 4. These have been reprinted a lot, but still amazing to get. And finally, 4 heal triggers here on the back as well. So that's the triggers that we have. So we keep those as they are. And then 2 more to make 4 of our order when light and darkness intersect. So you sometimes, some lists, you know, people will say, you know, run 4, but 3 is perfectly fine. 3 is perfectly fine. So, and then at the end we have a quick shield. So this is what you get from your starter. And then 3 double-sided force markers, which is also a nice addition. So very easy to get into. So let's just order this around. So you can put this away. And now let's read through some of these effects just to show you what these cards actually are. So let me just order them in terms of rarity or types of cards here. So first things first, we have the Majesty Lord Blaster. It might be easier to read this one actually. So it says, Vanguard Rearguard Circle, if Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark are in your soul, this unit gets critical +1, and if this unit is on Vanguard Circle, it gets power +5000 and drive +1 too. So that's a continuous skill. It does not say on your turn. So on both players' turns, this will be an 18k critical +1, drive +1 unit if you have both blasters in the soul. So it's very, very good for that. Helps you tank attacks and is overall just very nice. And then his other skill is when he attacks on Vanguard Circle, put 2 rearguards into your soul and get 2 Imaginary Gift Force. So Imaginary Gift Force, of course, if you're new, is a marker that you get by riding grade 3. So this deck prefers to use Force 1, which when you put it on one of your Vanguard or Rearguard circles, gives 10,000 to the unit on that circle, and you can of course stack them. So you basically just use Majesty Lord Blaster to put those all over your board, and that is very, very powerful. So just amazing. So that second skill lets you put those blasters into the soul as well, which is very, very nice. So that's Majesty Lord Blaster, the main grade 3 of the deck. Gallatin is a vanilla, but has 10k intercept, but we're not going to be playing him, so just put them down. Blaster Dark has some nice skills too. When placed on Vanguard and Rearguard Circle, you may count almost one, your opponent has to choose a Rearguard and retire it. And then the skill that actually is really important is Vanguard Circle once per turn. If your opponent has no Rearguards, you can discard a card from your hand, and this unit gets drive +1 until end of turn, and he's also treated as a Royal Paladin. So this card is very important because you can get a second drive check when you ride grade 2, which is very, very nice. Then we have the Starcall Trumpeter. Starcall, of course, very key piece for the deck. When placed on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle, count +1, soul +1. Return a card with Blaster in its card name and a When Light and Darkness Intersect, which is the order, each from your drop zone into your hand. So it recycles your pieces for you, and that basically lets you, like, if you had to guard with them or something, or soul blast them, you can just get them back. Her other skill is if you have a Vanguard with Blaster in its card name, she gets boost, so she's a 10k booster. You can see her power here, 10,000. Very, very nice. So then, of course, the other Blaster, Blaster Blade, on Vanguard Circle, if you have 4 more Rearguards, gets a crit, and only when it's ridden, so you have something to do either with Blaster Dark or Blaster Blade. Other skill is Vanguard Rearguard Circle when placed, count +1, soul +1. Choose one is Rearguard in the front row and retire it. So basically, Burst Buster, everyone knows what that does. And then orders. So orders, if you don't know what these are, if you're new to the game or you just got back into it, these are kind of like spell cards. You can think of them like spell cards. There's 2 types. There is normal orders, and then there's blitz orders. Let me show you the blitz order here. So blitz orders, you play during the opponent's battle phase, and so you can only play them once per turn during the opponent's battle phase. And the normal orders can only be played once per turn, but during your main phase. And blitz orders do not go into your main deck, but these normal orders, they are part of your main deck. That's why you see them here. So what does this one do? Resolve one of the effects below and shuffle your deck. And this is a grade 2, so you can only play it when either your Vanguard is a grade 2 or higher. So he says, resolve one of the effects below and shuffle your deck. If Blaster Blade is on your Vanguard Rearguard Circle, search your deck for up to 1 Blaster Dark, reveal it and add it to your hand, so you can find the other Blaster. If Blaster Dark is on your Vanguard Rearguard Circle, search your deck for up to 1 Blaster Blade and reveal it and add it to your hand, so that finds the other Blaster too. But if Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark are on your Vanguard or Rearguard Circles, search your deck for up to 1 Majesty Lord Blaster, reveal it, and put it into your hand. So very good ability, because you'll notice this deck only has 4 grade 3s. So it's a very easy way to actually find those Majesty Lord Blasters or the other Blasters when necessary. And then the starter, all starters have the same effect in the V series. When rolled upon, draw a card. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 1 or higher, then you put a quick shield into your hand. So it's better to, if you're going second, you get the quick shield. Then plug enchanter, when your Blaster Blade is placed, I'm trying to go away from the glare a little bit. When your Blaster Blade is placed anywhere, once per turn, Rearguard Circle, you may soul charge 1. If you soul charge and there are no face-up cards in your damage zone, you can countercharge 1. So this is the only countercharge that Royals has, which is also very nice. And finally, not finally, we have quite a few still. We have Tristan. Tristan is pretty good. When placed on Rearguard Circle, oops, that fell down. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you may count +1 and search your deck for up to 1 Blaster Blade, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So Blaster Blade searching, very nice. Then we have the Gmoris. So this says, when placed, put up to 1 grade 2 card from your drop zone on the top or bottom of your deck. If you put a card, this unit gets power plus 10k. So this way you can recycle not just your blasters, but also your order. So you can actually just like put it back and, search it out again or something. So that's very, very nice, and overall just really cool card to play. And finally, the last card we have is the Wingle Brave. So now he's grown up into a grade 1. When his attack or the attack it boosted hits a Vanguard, you can look at the top 7 cards of your deck and reveal up to 1 card with Blaster in its name from among them and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So keep in mind, this card has no cost, so you don't have to put it into the soul, you don't have to retire him or anything, you just check top 7 for a Blaster. So it's a direct +1, which is really, really strong. So yeah, this deck has a lot of powerful units. It's a very, very good deck to start Vanguard with, and I cannot recommend any other product more than this, especially if you want to have a nice competitive deck. There are budget decks to get into Vanguard right now, but they're nowhere near as competitive as this Majesty Lord Blaster build. Now, if you want to make your Majesty Lord Blaster deck just a tiny bit more competitive, the one card I really recommend picking up is from the Altmile Trial deck. So this usually retails for like 12 or 15 bucks, but if you don't want to buy the trial deck and you have like ways to buy singles, such as TCG Player or Card Market, I recommend picking up 4 of this guy, which is the Absolute Blade Knight Livaro. So Livaro says, when placed from hand, Vanguard Rearguard Circle, count +1, search deck for any grade 1, grade 2 card, call it on an open Rearguard Circle and shuffle your deck. If you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, you may pay Soul Blast 1 for this cost instead. So this lets you search either your Starcall or your Blaster Blade or your Blaster Dark easily, and that way you can acquire the effect of Majesty Lord Blaster much easier. So really recommend picking this up. and just sliding it into your Majesty Lord Blaster list. Now, if you want to improve with your Majesty Lord Blaster deck, if you want to get better with this and, you know, take it to tournaments or play with your friends more, or, you know, like do tournaments with your friends or stuff like that, I really recommend G-Station's video, which is called PhD in MLB. So that video will go through all the information you need to know about MLB. I think he also made a follow-up video, which is learning from MLB. So that video will be perfect for you if you want to learn how to play with this amazing Majesty Lord Blaster deck. It's really, really good. It puts Royal Paladins, you know, on the top level, and I think it's really, really recommended. So even though we got this product pretty late compared to Japan, it's still an amazing product. So I highly recommend picking it up if you want to get into more competitive Vanguard. If you're just starting out, trial decks are great, but if you're satisfied with trial decks and you want to take the next step, this is it. This is it. So on that note, that's going to be it for me today. If you haven't seen it already, make sure to also check out the box opening for my Butterfly to Moonlight box. So we had some pretty exciting pulls there. But on that note, that's going to be it for me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.